Hey ladies, I'm back with another tutorial. This time I'm showing you how I bleach my knots as well as pluck and create a custom hairline on my wigs. So as you can see, I'm using Wella Charm bleaching powder, a mixing bowl. I like to use this fork to mix my bleach, and then an applicator brush as well as Reynolds foiled wrap. So I'm going to start off with 1 scoop of bleach, and then I'm going to pour in my developer. But for learning purposes, I'm going to over pour my developer because I want to give you guys a really good understanding of the consistency of your bleach. And I also want to show you how to fix it in case you over pour or don't have enough. So right now I over poured and I did this by eyeball, but I'm just adding it. And as you can see, it's super runny. This is not what you want when it comes to bleaching your knots. So to fix this, I'm going to add in like a little bit of bleaching powder. And then I'm going to mix again. And then I'm going to show you what this consistency is so I can show you that this is also not acceptable, but that's a really good consistency. So I'm just going to put in just a tiny bit more because I want to show you how to correct in case your bleach gets runny. And then you'll see that now it's super thick and it has a pancake consistency, and it also does not like run off the fork. This is what you want, because if you don't have it thick, then it will seep through your hair and it will bleach your hair instead of only staying on your knots. So you want it to be very thick. This is the unit that I'm going to be customizing today. It is a 24-inch deep wave 5x5 HD lace closure unit. To start off, we are going to just slick back all the hairs, and to do that, you can either use water or you can do what I'm doing, which is just spraying a little bit of freeze spray on the front of the hairline and just pushing it back to make sure that I don't bleach any of the small hairs or the front of the hairline. Next, I'm going to flip the unit inside out, and I'm going to begin to apply the bleach on the lace closure, starting from the back and then working my way to the front. When you're applying your bleach, you do want to use a little bit of pressure, not a lot to where it seeps through on the hair and turn your hair orange, but enough to cover the entire knot and not just have it kind of lay on the bottom, if that makes sense. Here you can see exactly what I mean. When you're looking at the closure, if you want to know if you're doing this right, you want to check it. You can see that it's just not on the bottom as like a coating, but it also kind of seeps through just a little bit, enough to cover the entire knot. This will help you get a better parting situation. If you can see here, this is a better clip that you can see that the entire knot is covered, not just the bottom. After that's finished, I'm going to place the lace closure face down onto aluminum foil for 20 minutes or less. This creates heat and allows the bleaching process to speed up. Next, I'm going to wash the bleach out. I like to use my little water spraying thing because it has a lot of pressure and it lets me know that I'm getting all of the bleach out. You don't want to leave any bleach in because it can cause an allergic reaction or, bother someone's skin. So make sure that you rinse it out thoroughly. After that, I'm going to use shimmer lights. I'm sure in this YouTube world you have seen shimmer lights, but it is the truth. And it will kind of help neutralize as well as change any brassy orange out of your closure to give it a more realistic scalp look. I actually let it sit on there for about 5 to 10 minutes. And this is what it looks like. Boom. Scalp. After that complete process is done, this is what you should see. You should see less little black dots, and when you part it, you should see a more of a realistic scalp look, like such. Next up is plucking, which is key. I like to use these specific tweezers. The brand is called Knick-Knack. This is just my preference, but you can use any type of tweezers that grip really well. So what I'm showing you here is that the flat side of the tweezer goes down towards the closure, and that's how you pluck. Not this way, which is the pointed side down. That's basically the number one rule because you don't want to rip your lace. So I like to start by parting out the pre-plucked part. If your closure is not pre-plucked, you can still do the same thing. It's just going to be a lot more work. But I'm going to part out the pre-plucked part, and I'm going to part another section, which is like less than a half an inch of another section, and I'm going to start back. Some people start back 3 rows, but I guess it depends on how thick your closure is, but I'm only going to do 2. I never start in the front because if you mess up the front of the closure, then, it's pretty much like bad once you mess up the front. And of course, you really want to thin out the back because I hate to see that super heavy line of demarcation where it's like baby hairs and then like boom, like hair. That shit is so ugly. It like kills me every time. So I start in the back to thin it out first, and then I move my way up to see what it looks like, to see how much I need to pluck towards the front, and you'll see that here. So when it comes to plucking, there is no real way to really say it. The only thing is that I'm just making a gradient effect, and right now I slowed the clip down so you can see that I'm pretty much just pulling the hair back, and then make sure that you continue to comb so you can see what your hairline is starting to look like. And as you can see, it kind of has like a zigzag gradient look on the hairline. So I'm gonna go ahead and hurry and finish this up, speed up the clip, because it's pretty much the same thing. Like, I don't know how many times I can say it or over and over again. I teach this in my wig making classes, but it's really all you have to do is just kind of like pluck it to where you don't see a straight line. I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, pluck it to where you don't see a straight line and never stay in the same spot too long. As you can see, I'll go in one spot and I'll just keep moving along back and forth, because once you comb the extra hair out that you're pulling out, you'll be able to see what it's looking like. So just keep moving, pluck, and then, until you start to see what you like. And that's really the number one rule. Just pluck. And as you can see here, like, I feel like I need to do more on this side because that side had a little bit more of hair missing, and it may look like there's a bald spot, but it's not. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really not. So as you can see, I'm just going back and forth, like no rhyme, no reason, just back and forth, combing out this extra hair so I can see what it looks like. This looks good to me. I like it. Has a gradient effect. If you can pay attention to the hairline, it's like zigzag. That's pretty much what you want because it'll make it look natural instead of having this straight, super heavy line. I don't want to ramble on too much. I just really want to stress the fact that the only thing you're doing is making sure that the hairline is not straight. So in my only way of like explaining it is to say, make sure that the hairline looks like it has like a zigzag look to it, like just like this. Like, you just don't want it to be straight, and make sure that you're thinning it out a little bit. And honestly, if you feel like you're scared, just pluck a little bit, and then when you put it on, you'll definitely be able to see like, oh yeah, I need more from this spot, or yeah, it's too thick right here, and then take it back off and then pluck. So you're really going to have to practice this technique. It's not going to come right now just from looking at this video or any other YouTube videos, but it is a very good guide on how to get a perfect hairline. Because when it comes to laces, the 3 things that make a lace pop, like have a flawless lace, is the type of lace, either HD or thin Swiss lace, making sure that the knots are bleached, and plucking it, I guess 4, and then the color, tinting it. Those 4 things are going to make sure that your lace looks flawless. If you have those things, I mean, you're good to go. So again, I'm just going to make this front of the hairline look zigzag. Also, you'll be using the same technique for all your laces, whether it be a closure, frontal, or a full lace wig. So keep that in mind. And also, I won't lie to you. This is a lengthy process. It will take you at least 15 to 30 minutes to pluck your closures or your frontals, and that's depending on how thick it is. But it's very much worth it because look at this end product. This hairline is flat. It has that gradient look that I said. If you want to, say zigzag, it has that zigzag look, but that creates a natural hairline and it's not just straight across. And this is what you want. Also, you'll be plucking out a lot of hair, so don't get scared when you see a lot of hair like this on the end of the floor because it's natural when plucking. And just for a quick comparison, this is the before, very thick and not cute at all. And then you have the after, which is plucked to the gods, honey, okay? All my units come plucked, and I make sure that they are all uniform and they all look the same. In this last clip, I'm going to show you what the unit looks like completely styled and finished. This unit is beautiful. The deep wave curls are beautiful. And I'm sure in the beginning you thought that it was going to look very skimp, but the curls were just not pulled apart and washed. And she's beautiful. She's everything. This unit sold within 1 day. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.